Fans, it's time to announce the starting lineup for Woonsocket Post 85. Leading off the center fielder, number 17, Austin Forget. Batting second, the third baseman, number 7, Sam Hunt. Batting third, the catcher, number 9, Sam Owens. Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 19, Billy Butler. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number
All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back as we continue with our coverage of American Legion Baseball. Steve Riley has joined us, and Woonsocket leading things off here in this losers bracket game. So nice to be with you all. The winner, well, they remain in the tournament. Quite simply, the loser, their American Legion season will come to a halt. So it is Woonsocket batting first. That's Brady Green on the mound, and the ground ball by Forget to the third baseman Hickey, and onto the bag at first for the out. And that's a good start defensively for Franklin County, Vermont. You have one down, 5-3 on the putout. Brings up Sammy Hunt. Hitting third will be Sam Owens, the catcher. Bill Butler, he'll bat fourth and play left field today. Ben Alexio, the second baseman, batting fifth. Joey Barter, the pitcher, will bat sixth. Seventh is Sean Flynn, the first baseman. Harrison Blaze, the right fielder, batting eighth. And Evan Massey, the shortstop, batting ninth for Woonsocket. Into the windup is Green. Here's the pitch to the plate, and bunted foul down the first base side. Well, these two teams have played already and come up on the back end of things. Steve Riley had the call of the Massachusetts state champ Braintree take on this Woonsocket team. It was an extra inning affair, so tough luck loss for Woonsocket. We'll have the winners bracket games later tonight at about 6 and 9 o'clock, I'm guessing, as they try to get back on schedule after Mother Nature disrupted the day yesterday.
You know, in that game this afternoon, well, actually early this morning, leading into the afternoon, this Woonsocket Rhode Island team had the lead 2-1 going into the ninth inning. And it wasn't until there was a infield single with an RBI, well, it was a double, a leadoff, or one out double in the bottom of the top of the ninth inning by Braintree down that actually tied the game, where Woonsocket Rhode Island could have just as easily won that game instead of lost it. And they lost it in the 10th inning by the score of 4-2. And you know, it was an unfortunate thing because Alexo, who was the pitcher in the first game, went 9 innings and only gave up 2 runs.
Wow. Sammy Hunt went 0 for 5 in that game. Ground ball. Hickey will field it. He'll go across the diamond with a throw and got it there in the nick of time. So Sam Hunt retired. He's pretty quick down the line as a third baseman for Woonsocket. Brings up Sammy Owens, the catcher. Owens went 3 for 4 with a double and a run scored in that loss. So he's been red hot. That game finished, what, about an hour, maybe an hour and a half ago, and they're here playing ball again. So just about all the teams playing doubleheaders. Vermont is not. That could be a key here in this game. They played early yesterday morning. They got walloped in a mercy rule game by Bangor, Maine, but they're here and they're rested. 15-4 they lost yesterday. So Green really trying to settle things down. Defensively, they got off to a deplorable start yesterday. Today, it looks much sharper, which is good news for them. Beautiful day right now here in Worcester, Massachusetts. Fouled off by Owens. Butler in the on-deck circle. Brulette behind the plate catching the balls and strikes. Viljanin, the first baseman. Judkins playing at second. LaRoche is your shortstop. Hickey, the man at third. Butcher in left. Cossio in center. And Bayor, the right fielder defensively for Vermont. And there's a ball that's hit out into left field. Going to be cut off there by Butcher and thrown to the infield of the shortstop LaRoche. And that's a single for Owens, so he continues his torrid hitting. He's got 4 hits on the day. Brings up Billy Butler. So Butler with a chance to try to get something going with 2 outs. Throw over the bag at first, runner back. Shrewsbury with that win over West Hartford, Steve. Key 2-out base hits all game long.
It was surprising that West Hartford didn't make a better showing.
Yeah.
I thought they would have.
They did not play well. Butler with a solid base hit, and it gets under the glove of Boucher all the way to the warning track. Cossio has to pick it up, and that's going to allow a run to score. So the Follies do continue for Franklin County, Vermont in the outfield. Butler should have been held to just a long single and Owens on the bases, but he's going to score here. He'll get a base hit. There'll be no RBI and an E7. I believe, although he didn't touch the ball, it did roll under his glove, so maybe they'll just go straight base hit. And
straight give him a double then.
They're
going to
give him a double. Yeah, and an RBI, so that's the way they're going to rule it. Quite frankly, he should have kept that off again.
You know, say Billy Butler then hitting the ball deep into the left center gap in the game down there at Clark University. He hit a bomb to right center that went all the way to the wall.
Ben Alexio, the second baseman, to the plate. So much for pitch count. When you go 9 innings, now you play second base.
Yeah, I know.
I just don't understand it. I'm still trying to figure it all out. Alexio, well, the runner in scoring position, so a good start here for Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Pitch outside. Well, Rhode Island had a terrific representative a year ago in the American League.
They certainly did. That was in
Tournament.
Cumberland, Rhode Island, I believe it was. Either that or... Was it Cumberland? Yeah, it had to be Cumberland.
It was Cumberland. In the Northeast Regional, a pitch. Strike call over the outside corner. That's a big strikeout for Green, and that will do it after a half. So two out hits and a run on the board for Woonsocket. Back with a bottom of 1. They jump out early.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, welcome right back here to beautiful Fitton Field on the campus of the College of Holy Cross, Hanover Insurance Park. Football facilities just in the yonder over there to your right. You can see the stands in your picture beyond the right field fence. 385 feet to straightaway center field, 332 down the line and left. Just 313 to poke it down the line and right. The wind blowing that way a bit. 372 to where the outfield fence jettisons in the deep right field, straight away right, so you got to really cloud it to get it out of there. That is the second deepest part of the ballpark there with that little configuration. As Franklin County, Vermont coming to the plate. They are the home team in this loser's bracket game. It's quite simple. Winner, they remain. The loser, they go home. Although they will stay overnight from what I understand. That's Joey Barter on the mound, and his pitch missed outside.
Yeah, from what I understand, Don, the team that took the longest trip here was Bangor, Maine.
Oh, absolutely. That's way the heck up there. We'll see them later on. Part of our nightcap affair. We bring you 2 tonight, 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock or so. Boucher, the batter. Brulette in the on-deck circle. LaRoche to follow. And the pitch to the plate and a swing and a miss. Bayor will bat 4th. Gaudette batting 5th, the designated hitter. Viljanin, the first baseman, will hit 6th. Coseo, the center fielder, he'll bat 7th. Hakey, the third baseman, 8th. And Judkins, he'll bat 9th as Boucher becomes quick work. He strikes out. First strikeout for Barter in the ball game. And Brulette will step on in. Brulette, the catcher. And the pitch to the plate. That's a strike call out over the outside corner. Another swing and a miss. Off speed pitch might change them up there, Steve. You like that change up?
Change up is what you want to throw in that. I saw a couple of them this afternoon in that Woonsocket game.
Come back with the heat, and it's fouled to the screen. Nice to have you with us on this brilliant day. Stamford, for you Connecticut fans playing tonight. We're housed out of the beautiful state of Connecticut, and a lot of folks curious to see how they will fare. The game we will not bring you will be West Hartford and Rochester, New Hampshire. They have moved that to a secondary site where we cannot broadcast from, so we do apologize for that. Get that game, the schedule about 6. We'll try to get you updates if we can throughout the evening. Steve was a trooper, went over to Clark today, and
the only thing about that college is really nice field down, all artificial turf. Is there's absolutely no parking over there.
No press box either,
No
right?
press box, no parking. But had an exciting game, so they had baseball.
Yeah. Stanford won earlier today in the completion of their game over New Hampshire. Pitch popped up by Brulette. Shallow left field. Left fielder coming on, and Butler will put it away. So that's a shallow fly is what it turned into, and you have 2 down and brings up Caleb LaRoche to shortstop. So LaRoche trying to ignite something for Vermont here. They were down 9-0 before you could blink an eye yesterday. Only lost the rest of the game 6-4 if you want to take a look at it through that half-full glass or filled glass. LaRoche waits the pitch from Barter. Ground ball hit down to the shortstop. Massey will field that, and good throw across the diamond. That's an easy 1-2-3 inning. With through 1 complete, you got a score on the board. 1-0 Woonsocket, Rhode Island with the lead over Franklin County. We'll be back in just a moment.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America.
All right, welcome right back as we continue into the top of inning number 2, and Brady Green going through his final warm-up throw. Going to face Joey Barter, the pitcher, Sean Flynn, the first baseman, and Harrison Blas, the right fielder, or Blaze perhaps. Barter to lead things off here, trying to help his own cause.
Now batting number 8, Joey Barter.
Barter played first base in the game this afternoon, Don.
Yeah, he was 0 for 2. Hits a fly to right. Bayor going back, drifting, looking up. It's going to be over his head. He never got a good track on that, and Barter's got himself a fly ball double to right field. A couple of teams really finding it difficult to play the outfield. Vermont is one. The other was West Hartford earlier today.
Wow.
Shrewsbury played it brilliantly.
That ball went up really, really high and just carried over that right fielder's head.
Now will be ruled a double. 3rd hit of the ball game. Now Sean Flynn, the first baseman, stepping up to the plate. And he hits one long way down the right field line, pushed by the wind and out of play. Flag blowing in that direction towards the right field foul pole down there.
Yeah, Sean Flynn getting his first start in this tournament, as he did not play in game 1 this afternoon. That's a tough one, Don, to play in another field, finish your game, hurry up, grab something, wolf it down, get over here to this field, and play in another game.
Pitching there for the strike. Count goes 0-2.
They don't even get the Subway in New York series, right? I mean, this is worse. You don't even get much time. It's not even a day-night thing. It's immediately upon arrival, right?
That pitch missed outside. Count goes 2-2 here to Flint.
Yeah, Brain Team Mass this afternoon, Don, used 4 pitchers in that game.
Did they? Wow.
Yeah. And for Woonsocket, they only took out their starter in the 10th.
2-2 pitch. It's hit through the left side of the infield. Barter's going to stop at the bag at third as Boucher got to it quickly, fires it to shortstop LaRoche. So you got back-to-back hits, a double single, and that puts them on the corners. And now Woonsocket looking to put up more runs. Yeah, Harrison Blaze to the plate, the right fielder. Up in a real good situation. This is a great hitter situation.
Absolutely. First and third, and see what they do. And Woonsocket in the first game, Don, they like to run. And one of their other, the speedy right fielder they had, who actually tried to steal twice today and was thrown out once or picked off once by a left-handed pitcher of Braintree, is not in the lineup here. He was also the relief pitcher and took the loss. That was Hezi Adai, who seemed to be on base all day today with walks, 2 walks and a base hit.
Pitch over for the strike. Count goes 0-2. Massey in the on-deck circle. Green will check the runners at first and third. 0-2. And that's a strike 3 call over the outside corner to the dismay of Harrison Blaze, and he's back to the dugout. That's the second strikeout of the ball game for Green. And Massey to the plate, and then Massey the shortstop.
He was a second baseman in the game earlier today, Don. Also went 0 for 3 with a walk, hit into a double play. And wouldn't Vermont want to get one of those here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, in this game so far, Woonsocket has got 4 hits already in this game, and they had, for a total of 10 innings, they had only 7 in the last game.
Pitch a little high.
At one point, they were being out-hit. I believe it was 8-2, and there was a tie game at 1.
Wow. They hung in there.
Yeah, they left the bases loaded once in that game as well with only 1 out.
Pitch is going to be bunted first base side by Massey, and they will score the run.
Yep, squeeze
play. The pitcher went after that, Green, and they have to tag him. Roulette had no time to do that, so Barter scores.
See how they score that. Whether they obviously that's an RBI, but yeah. I assume that's just going to be a fielder's choice, right, or not a base hit.
Hits remain at 4. So. Surprised me, too. I was actually looking down, trying to get organized with a couple of things here. Forget to the plate, and he'll hit a ground ball to the left side of the infield. That's Flynn, and he'll touch the bag at third and stop there. So Massey up to second, and Forget on the bag at first, and now you got him loaded for Sammy Hunt. They're trying to break this game wide open early on versus Franklin County, Vermont.
Sam Hunt was 0 for 5 in the game today, Don.
Here comes the pitch to the plate, and that's...
So he's 0 for 6 in the tournament so far with that ground ball out his last time up.
First pitch in there for the strike. Outfield playing just about straight away. Coseo, the center fielder. Bayor in right. Boucher in left. Strike call over the outside part of the plate, and plate umpire with a wide strike zone. He's established that early on. That doesn't bother me at all.
There's one huge gap out there in right center.
That's a dribbler to the third baseman. It's knocked down. They'll get the force at the bag there, and that is all. Run will score on the play. So Flynn will score. Massey retired 5 unassisted. They got runners at first and second. Fielder's choice for Hunt. And the lead grows to 3-0. Sammy Owens singled and scored back in the first. Pitch fouled off. Runner was going.
Yeah, runner would have had that base stolen had that not been fouled off. You also wonder, too, Don, Woonsocket basically had a lot of live batting practice today, too.
Yeah,
when
they
played
did.
another game.
Yep.
So
They certainly did. Green will check the runners. Here comes the pitch, and it's hit high in the air and out of play, right field side.
Sammy Hunt, who had was already got a hit today, had a rough day this morning. He was 0 for 5 in that one, right? So now he's 1 for 6.
Owens awaits the pitch. And it's low and away. Runner's going to go again. Little hesitation. The throw is sailing over the head of Hakey off the Yama Brulette. And another run will score. And this is going just like yesterday for Vermont.
Yeah.
That's E2. Another run up on the board. Hunt goes all the way to the bag at third.
You know, the catcher that time, Don, tried to throw it over the head of the batter. I mean, you can't do that. You have to try to step back and then throw it. Or if you're going to throw it, you just, you know, he's almost interfered with, but not enough to make a call by the home plate umpire. But you got to step back to get that throw to third, not try to throw it over the head of the batter.
Pitch down low. Nice stop by Brulette behind the plate. Early innings have not been kind to Vermont. They've now given up 14 runs in their first 3 innings of a ball game, first couple of innings of a ball game.
Then when you look at it, when you look at the pitcher, he's not doing that badly if you made just plays where they just bobble or just undercut or, you know.
He just hit the batter there.
Yeah, just as I said it.
Yeah.
Right?
Owens to the bag at first, and I get him on the corners for Billy Butler. Doubled homer run back in the first.
Now batting in the left fielder, number 19, Billy Butler.
So Butler to dig in.
Yeah, Butler hit that go-ahead run in the bottom of the 8th inning for Woonsocket earlier today. Clark University field down was all artificial turf except for the mound.
First, and the
Another
ball
error.
gets away from Viljanin, and another run will score. So Hunt will score, and down to second goes Owens.
Yeah, who can they call that error?
I'll give it on the pitcher. Yeah,
yep,
E1.
So it is an E1. So that's the second error this inning and the third of the game for Rhode Island, right? I mean for Vermont.
So it's now a 5-0 score. Butler with a swing and a miss. Count now 0-1. 2 out and 1 on. Pitch hit very high up in the air. Second baseman calling. And camping underneath it is Tucker Judkins for the inning's final out. 8 to the plate and 4 on the board. It is now 5-0 Woonsocket over Franklin County, Vermont.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right, welcome right back. Nice message from American Legion as Bayor swings at the first pitch from Barter and flies out to the left fielder. So Bayor retired. That's 4 consecutive outs for Barter. And it brings up Tucker Gaudet, the designated hitter for Franklin County, Vermont, down by the score of 5-0. They've committed 3 errors already.
Well, it's a tough one, when things just don't go your way. It just seems like they always don't. They just, Murphy's Law, so to speak. You have a bad game the day before, then all of a sudden, one thing happens wrong in this game, and then you think, oh, here we go again, and it just starts to happen.
Big swing and a miss by Gaudet. Bill Janet in the on-deck circle. Joey Barter out in the hill for Woonsocket. Right-hander's pitch, check swing. Did he go around? Indeed he did. And that'll be his second strikeout of the ball game. Christian Viljanin to the plate, the first baseman. Viljanin yesterday had a base hit in 3 tries and a run scored. If I read that right. It's a distance away. Pitch in there for the strike call.
You got it right.
Well, I guess I don't need to go to the eye doctors. Pitch to the plate, up and in. So the 4 teams left in the winner's bracket. I'm going to go off memory here. Shrewsbury, Stanford. That pitch, a little flare to the third baseman. Sammy Hunt able to make the quick reaction play. And Viljanin is retired. All right, I'll think about that. We'll be back with the answer on the other side. Stay with us.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, welcome right back here to beautiful Fitton Field as we continue with our coverage. A lot of action upcoming. You got New Hampshire and West Hartford, an elimination game. That's going to be off-site. We will not have that game for you at 6 p.m. Bangor, Maine takes on Braintree at about 6 tonight right here. We'll have a live broadcast of that one. Stanford and Shrewsbury will close it out at about 9 o'clock tonight, and we'll have coverage of that too. Woonsocket coming to the plate here in the top of the 3rd inning. Lexio to lead it off. Barter, then Flynn the follow against Brady Green. Green into the windup and the pitch, and that's over there for the strike call. 5 runs on 5 hits through 2 innings for Woonsocket.
Well, Woonsocket, Don, should they have a pitcher that goes the distance here today, they'll end up with,
ground ball, and Hickey able to barehand that and
nice
get it over on a bounce.
Ooh, but he's safe anyway.
They're going to call him safe.
Oh, he called a foul ball. That's
ball
why.
Down below.
Yeah, he must have. Yeah, he must have, because the first base ump had his hands up like it was foul.
Mm-hmm.
That one, you notice they're down to third baseman that time for Vermont. Jake Hickey fielded that one with his bare hand first, then put it in his glove, and then threw it.
Potter in the on-deck circle. Lexio struck out his first time. He's behind here. 0-2 to Brady Green. The one pitcher will get the strikeout. Good pitch there. That's his third strikeout of the ball game. Brings up Barter. Barter doubled and scored back in the second. It was a leadoff double. Kind of misplayed by the right fielder. Bayor just couldn't find it, and it floated over his head. A little bit of sun off to our left as we look at the field from behind home plate. Green the deal to 1-0. Ground ball hit down to the shortstop. LaRoche onto the bag at first for the out. You have two down. Brings up Sean Flynn. Flynn singled and scored back in that 4-run second inning. Harrison Blaze in the on-deck circle. There's a ground ball, and that should do it for the inning with a good throw from LaRoche. A little offline. Nice play by Bill Jannon to go get the throw and then tag the runner Flynn for the inning's final out. So Brady Green has a relatively easy top of the third. He settles down Woonsocket 1, 2, and 3. Back with more in a moment.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, back here at beautiful Fitton Field as we continue on to the bottom of inning number 3. Just saying to Steve Riley when I got that was I forget what I said. No, this is kind of our hump game right now.
Sort of, yeah.
Kind of moving on here in the late afternoon. Coseo to lead it off. Hakey then Judkins to follow for Franklin, Vermont. Ground ball hit the third. Nice scoop there by Hunt. Throw to the bag at first, and towing the line is Sean Flynn, the first baseman. So you have one out. Brings up Jake Hakey, the third baseman. Hakey was the starter and loser yesterday for Franklin County versus Bangor, Maine. I don't think he's ever going to want a vacation there. After
Bangor?
After giving up that beginning. I think he worked a third of an inning.
They're having the Junior American Legion Northeast Regional in Bangor.
In Bangor, that's right. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss by Hakey. They're still in search of their first hit of the ball game off of the pitcher, Barter. It's fouled off, first base wet. Put a crowd mic out there, but all we'd hear is the traffic from the highway that's beyond the left field fence. It's loud today. Here comes the 1-2. As a backdrop, that's kind of a bad dream as you continue to look out there hour after hour after hour.
It's like the trucks and cars and tractor trailers going by. Well, you can always vision the day where you hit a home run off of them.
2-2. That's what, about a 600-footer?
Yeah, but then you wake up.
What's it, Aaron Judge? Is that his name? From
then
the
you
Yankees?
wake up.
Count full, 3-2. Fouled straight back
one
towards
right back
us.
over the top.
Yeah.
Ooh,
would have got our camera guy if he was up there.
There was a camera guy up there?
No, would have got our camera guy.
Oh. I like to see a ball hit into the football field over there in right field.
Here comes the full count pitch, and that's going to be pumped up and out of play to the left field side. Yeah, that'd be a pretty good clout, too.
Yeah. 313 down the right field line, but there's the double fence out there.
Yep.
Then it juts out to 372 in the right corner down there. 385 in straight center.
There's ball 4, so Hakey draws a walk, becomes a one-out base runner. First base runner of the ball game for Franklin County, Vermont.
Well, if you're Woonsocket, though, Don, you have to say to yourself, you have to preserve pitching. You know, you can't just have a game like this where you use three pitchers or so on. You got to preserve your pitching in this game and hope that your starter just goes all the way.
Especially with that pitch count stuff now,
Correct,
not like
yeah.
innings. Ball is popped up. Massey coming on. He'll make the catch of the pop-up.
And today in the 10th inning, I think it's, 120 pitches in 10 innings? So if you have a 9-inning game, it goes up to 120, I believe, or more, or no? Yeah, I thought it was 120 perhaps. But they ended up they had to take out their starting pitcher today, did Woonsocket. And it was only after he came out that they got beat.
All right, Boucher to the plate. He was being called Butcher in the beginning, and I just went along with the public address announced they had it, but it's Boucher, as it should be. We're just a guest here, so we just follow along. But Boucher struck out his first time, pitch outside. Boucher, great hockey name. Pitch from Barter is again hit very high up into the air to the shortstop. Massey underneath it, he'll make the catch, and that will end the inning. A lot of high pop-ups off the bat of the Franklin County players. All right, we're through 3 complete. We're back with a top of 4, 5-0. Woonsocket with a lead.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, welcome right back as we continue with our coverage of the Northeast Regional, presented by American Legion Baseball. Of course, the winner of this tournament, which will end on Sunday. All hope will move on to Shelby, North Carolina, to represent the Northeast. Harrison Blaze to lead it off. Struck out his first time. Brady Green out there on the hill.
Yep, this Woonsocket team also down. This plays very good defense. The only error in the game they made this afternoon was in the 10th inning, which proved to be costly.
Pitching here for the strike over the outside corner. Yes, that's tough when you make them at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
real
go
tough.
all the way through the game. You get to the last inning. New pitcher comes in. They throw the first guy was a ground ball, and there's an error, and then there's a hit batter, and then boom,
So
you lose.
now they're playing out of the
losers bracket when they could have just as easily been out of the winners bracket.
Part of a doubleheader here today.
But give Braintree credit. They got the hits. They got a big hit to tie the game up.
Yep.
They were down by 1 in the 9th. I mean, and then they win it in the 10th.
We have 3 games for you tomorrow, 2 on Saturday, and potentially 2 on Sunday, depending how it all goes.
hoping that it doesn't have another monsoon.
Ground ball. Hakey will field it. He's been busy today. Got it across the diamond for the out. One out. Evan Massey to the plate. So Green really starting to settle down here in the third.
Now batting the shortstop number 10, Evan Massey.
Outfield just about straight away.
Well, Woonsocket hasn't actually popped the ball up either.
No. A little reach out single up the middle. Paseo will chase it down, and Massey has himself a one-out base hit.
One of those wooden bats, maybe not.
Yeah.
Now batting the center fielder number 17, Austin Forget.
With aluminum, you could sort of hit it off the end of the bat and still send it a decent distance.
Austin Forget now stepping up to the plate. He singled and scored back in the second inning. Yeah, I'm not listening to public address announcer anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to go down and have a chat with him afterwards. Count 0-1. Sammy Huntley on deck circle. The pitch fouled off by Forget. With a loss, we'll forget about Forget. And Woonsocket with a win. We'll see them play again tomorrow. That'll be part of the 1 o'clock game. Here's the pitch, again fouled off. Here in the fourth, top of. 1 in the first, 4 in the second for Woonsocket to jump out here 5-0. Well, they did a good job getting everything back on schedule. They had to use 2 different fields, and they were really scrambling to get things back in order.
Well, they still got that one game to be played over in Marlboro somewhere. Or? The only difficulty there is I'm given to understand there's no press box, no.
Yeah, we're not going there.
It's not a very, very difficult field.
There's a ground ball down to the third baseman. Hakey onto the second base bag to first, and not in time. Judkins tried to hurry it along.
Yeah, but then he underhanded it instead of snapping it. That's what took so long.
So 4J, I don't think we're going to get him anyways. But
yeah, I know.
4J on with the fielder's choice. Of course, Massey retired. Brings up Sammy Hunt with a runner on at first. A little soft toss to the bag over there. There's the pitch hit up in the air by Hunt. Right fielder coming on, and the catch is made by Bayor for the inning's final out. So, Woonsocket goes quietly. We'll be back with the bottom of the fourth. They have a 5-0 lead here on SportingNewsCT.com.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion.
All right, welcome back, and Colby Brulette to lead it off, and promptly for Franklin County, Vermont, he's got himself a base hit. The throw from the left fielder all the way to the back at first.
Trying to get him out at
They were
first.
trying to get Brulette. Better if they got him.
Trying to save the no-hitter.
Absolutely. Caleb LaRoche to the plate. That's the first hit of the game for Vermont. LaRoche 0 for 1 with a ground ball out. So they finally get a hit off of Barter. That was a good hit, too, there by Brulette. He hit it solidly. And there's another hit. So 2 in a row. Well, you come in the second time through the batting order.
Yep.
Brings up Bayor.
Now batting, the right fielder number 18, Dylan Bayor.
Gardetny on deck circle. Franklin County, Vermont trying to get something brewing here in the bottom of the fourth. Pitching there for the strike. Stamford, for our Connecticut fans, won earlier today. West Hartford lost. A few Massachusetts fans, Shrewsbury and Braintree, both won. Pitch down into the dirt. Batter will check the runners. And the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And that's a strikeout of Bayor, and he'll go back. He got jammed on that pitch there.
Yeah, good pitch that time by Barter.
That's a third strikeout for Joey. Tucker Gaudet to the plate. Gaudet with a strikeout his first time. Day 2 of the Northeast Regional started yesterday. They got 1 game and a half in. That's about it. Rain really came down. They got the runner hung up. They throw behind
nice
the
move
runner.
by the Vermont runner.
And he got third base, so Brulette.
Yeah, he baited the catcher there.
He certainly did. So he steals a base.
But you're down by 5. You know, that sometimes is a gamble to take. But he baited the catcher that time. Catcher threw it down. He knew to take off.
Yeah. Confidence in his speed, does Brulette. There's a ground ball hit towards the hole, and he'll come scoring. That's an RBI hit by Tucker Gaudet, and I got runners at first and second. That's the third hit of the inning, and Franklin County is on the board.
Now batting, the first baseman number 3, Christian Beljanin.
Woonsocket did have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen, and I thought that they were going to try to platoon some guys to save pitch counts today. They used 2 pitchers in the first game. One of them only threw 1 inning. Probably less than the minimum 30.
Strike call to Christian Beljanin.
I guess they count the pitch counts down by games. So if you and you can't have more than 3 appearances in 2 days or something like that, or 3 in 3 days or whatever.
There's a ball that's hit out to the left fielder. It's going to be caught. Quick throw to the bag at second. Looks like Billy Butler's got pretty good arm out there for Woonsocket.
And he wants to use it.
He does.
Yeah.
He got 2 out on the fly ball.
Now batting, center fielder number 27.
He tried to show that long toss ability, trying to throw the guy out at first.
Osio to the plate. Swing and a miss by Big Ben. He's 0 for 1.
Well, if you're not doing anything and you're in the area, come on down to Holy Cross College, which is where this game's being played. Or just simply enjoy the game.
Historic ballpark.
On the web.
1939, Ted Williams played here in front of a full house. He hit a grand slam. And has scored 3 Hall of Famers in front of him.
Really?
It was 4 Hall of Famers rounding the bases on that.
I didn't know the Red Sox had more than 3. Yeah. I know you're a big Red Sox fan.
They're out to have a quick chat. Catcher, Owens, Barter, the pitcher.
Yeah, and the home plate umpire walking all the way out there. I never usually like to as a coach. I don't like to allow the home plate umpire to walk all the way up.
Yeah.
You try to get it so he
That's
doesn't
going
have
to be all for Bonner.
Yeah,
They
must
had
be the
some
pitch count
activity.
rule, I bet you, or whatever.
So we're in the fourth inning. We got a pitching change upcoming. Your score is 5-1. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right, welcome right back. New pitcher on the mound, Justin Mojica, and he's making his first appearance here in this tournament. Joey Barter has gone from the mound to first base, and apparently Flynn
I don't
is
see him
out
on
of
the
ball
field.
game. So Sean Flynn is out.
And so we got to see who's going to be in the batting order later, so what they're going to place him. There's no designated hitter. That's right. So he has to be.
He goes in Flynn's spot.
Bat in Flynn's spot. Yep.
Which would be 7th. All right, you got 2 on. Run home in the inning here for Vermont. Osio at the plate. Mojica was a pitch limit thing. The reason why he came out of the ball game, pitch up high.
Yeah, he was heading into 45 pitches, so they obviously want to use him again in this tournament. That's the thing about, dropping into the loss column early. When you lose that first game, you got to really, really preserve pitching.
Pitch up high. Hakey in the on-deck circle.
You would think that they might even think about a relaxation of the rule in a tournament,
Exactly.
where you have,
Runners take their leads. Pitch to the plate, fouled off. Well, certainly does test and stress a pitching staff when you're playing so many games in a short period of time.
And as you said before, Don, how much difference does it make if you're now putting him in first base and he's got to throw the ball around the infield and still play the field, and
That's a strike 3 call, and Osio's going to go back to the dugout. That is the first strikeout for Mojica in the ball game. That'll be the 4th overall. And that will do it.
So Vermont
in
gets
the
one.
inning. All right, we'll be back with the top of the 5th right here on SportingNewsCT.com. 5-1 your score.
Yes, sir.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was...
All right, welcome right back as we make our way in the top of the fifth inning, and Sammy Owens, the catcher, to the plate. He is singled and been hit by a pitch here today. Brady Green on the mound has settled down over the last couple of innings, done a nice job.
Yeah, and Woonsocket's been extremely aggressive at the plate, swinging at pitches that are not strikes. At times, you saw that first pitch there down there. There's a curveball way outside and just chased it.
Count 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's like the speed of it must be lighting up their eyes, you know, after their first game.
That ball hit up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit for Sammy Owens. So Owens with his second hit of the ball game. Brings up Billy Butler. Butler with a run-scoring double back in the first.
Number 19, Billy Butler.
Winners bracket games tonight. Looking forward to those.
Woonsocket has a very nice bat boy in their dugout.
Do they?
Comes running out. Yep. I haven't seen him here yet. Maybe he took the afternoon off.
A little warm.
Yeah.
Butler's going to hit that very high to center.
He ain't getting it.
Dozio going back. It's going to be over his head.
Carry.
Going to one-hop the wall. Rounding the bag at third is Owens, and thinking three, and sailing in is Butler with a triple. Had that double in the first, and now a triple here. That's another RBI. Boy, did he clout that to center field.
And as a coach, Don, I don't like to see it there. Is that third pitcher didn't back up that throw at all to third. Just stood there near the mound and watched it.
So that makes the score 6-1 here in the fifth inning. Alexio to the plate, has struck out twice. You mentioned he pitched versus Braintree, did not take the loss.
No, he pitched very well when you think about it. He only gave up 2 runs.
Got a runner at third, nobody out. There's a base hit in the right center field, and Butler's going to score. This team can hit the baseball.
Yep.
At least they can right now. They're up to 9 hits in the ball game and 7 runs already.
Different pitching today. They had their share of pitchers to face. They had righty John Teller, then a lefty Jack Collins, then a righty. You know, so they had like righty lefty going against them today.
So Joey Barter, who began the game as the pitcher, now playing first base, coming up to the plate. He's doubled and scored in 2 tries. Hits a ground ball up the middle. And that's off of LaRoche and into right center field, and sailing all the way to third goes Alexio. And I'm sure they'll rule that an error, the 4th of the ball game. He had the easy force out, and I think LaRoche just took his eye off the ball.
Right, yeah, shot at a double play.
Yeah, can't assume that, though.
No, but still, you got to get that force out. I'm sure he's trying. You know, that is a hard infield out there because we talked about this yesterday, about the amount of speedy drive they were dumping on this ground. I mean, you can't get that stuff out once it's down.
Mojica now stepping up to the plate, hitting in Flynn's spot.
They had to do it, though, because of the amount of water that was here. It's too bad they didn't have some method of watering the field down a little bit between, you know, like the 5th inning or so.
Yeah, it'd be nice. All the hose with some water. Pitch in there for the strike.
Just wet it down a little bit.
Well, they tried to start this morning game too early, and the field was not ready, and they stopped it after 2 batters.
Yeah.
It was too soggy.
Yeah.
And that ball fouled off at the plate. I think that was a bit of a mistake trying to force the start time of that game.
Yeah.
But I could see the point of getting a little nervous that you want to get these games back in order, get them online. I think the budget on hosting a tournament went way up, however, for the Shrewsbury American Legion crew, and I feel bad for them.
Yeah, you do.
That's a swing and a miss. That's a 2-year commitment. And
especially with the amount of speedy drive they have to use here.
Absolutely, and they had Serve Pro out here. And that's got to be expensive unless they have a deal with them.
Serve Pro. It was like they were trying to
so Kerrigan's going to hit.
Clean a blizzard with a snow shovel.
They came here. Yep.
They came here with one truck with one hose for a field that looked like combined 10 Olympic-sized swimming pools. That's how much water was here yesterday.
Peyton Kerrigan is batting for Harrison Blaze. Another change in the Woonsocket lineup here.
Yep.
You would imagine he's going on to play right field.
That's his name is Carignan?
Kerrigan.
Kerrigan. Okay. One thing I'll give the Woonsocket coach credit for is getting guys into the game.
Exactly. And there's a throw to the bag at first. Not in time. Throw a little high from Judkins. So fielder's choice. Kerrigan is
another
on
run
the bag
across
at first.
There.
Yep. Forced out was Barton.
Now there's another substitution here, Don.
It's going to go.
So it's number 2, who is Chris.
On that.
He played in the first game. That Trello.
And it's 8-1.
Yeah, that's Chris Dip Trello, I think his name is. Dip Trello? Yeah.
And he flies one to the right fielder. And that will do it in the inning, but 3 more on the board. It's now an 8-1 game. D. Petrillo is his name. Christopher D. Petrillo.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back with the bottom of the 5th in just a moment.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community.
All right, welcome back. Jake Hackey to lead it off. We do have some changes defensively for Woonsocket. D. Petrillo's gone on to play shortstop. Kevin Giddens has gone on to play at in the right field spot. 4J remains in center. Butler remains in left. Batter on for Flynn at first after being removed for the mound for Mojica. 8-1 your score here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Fouled off by Hakey.
That one caught by the netting above the dugout. A lot of controversy in fields in the major leagues, Don, about netting, right?
Yeah. Yeah, some people want it, some people don't want it.
Yeah.
A couple of folks got hurt last year at Fenway Park. You could go years without that. There's a strike 3 call. Mojica with a beautiful pitch. That's his second strikeout. 5th overall by the team. And Judkins stepping up to the plate. Popped up to short his first time. So he got 1 down. Just don't get much energy from this Vermont team for some reason.
No. Well, it's like I said, bad fielding's contagious. Sometimes you make mistakes. You just make, it just gets going on you. Just continues. And then when you get clobbered like that in the first game, it's got to wear on you to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But you would think you'd want to really make a determination to show people that, hey, like last inning they did, that we could hit the ball too,
1-0. Skips away from the catcher, Sammy Owens. Traffic continues to go in each direction. Up on I-290. Good cut-through road if you're heading out to 495. North or south.
Yeah, it's the shortcut to cut through. Yeah. Reminds me of those old Hollywood movies where, you got to hit a toll to cut through the shortcut. No tolls now. They took a few tolls out.
Yeah, they took them out. You're still being charged, don't you worry.
Oh.
You don't have Easy Patch, you're going to get something in the mail. There's ball 4, yep. Yep.
That's interesting.
New York is going that way. All the bridges taking away all the tolls.
Interesting. You're getting charged, but you don't get notice that you're getting charged.
Yeah.
That's got to be unconstitutional somehow.
There's a warning sign as you get on that.
Oh, okay.
And it's been well publicized that they're trying to promote Easy Pass. Right. Connecticut should do the same thing. Maybe our gas tax will go down a little bit.
I don't know.
This is Ryan Boucher. Truckers wouldn't like it. They love the free ride through Connecticut. Boucher today is 0 for 2. Mojica. Pitch will get away from the catcher, and Judkins down a bag. Missed low and away with that fastball, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a pass ball. That should be caught. But you see, in the last game, I don't remember there being a single pass ball. Nope, there wasn't.
Boucher has a runner in scoring position with the score.
It's a wild pitch, but no pass balls.
Yeah. Gonna be a little conversation on the mound, turning into kind of a hot, lazy afternoon of baseball right now.
Well, let's hope that the night games, it drops down to a nice cool breeze.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Yep.
Conversation continues.
And who's playing in the 6 o'clock game? West Hartford?
We're not doing that. That's the game we're not doing. That's
oh, okay, but who's playing? Is there a 6 o'clock game here?
Yes, there's a 6 o'clock game here. Yep.
And who's playing in that game?
At 6 o'clock tonight, we have Maine, Bangor, Maine, taking on Braintree, Massachusetts.
To a winner's bracket.
Yeah. Yep. Followed by Stamford, Connecticut, and Shrewsbury, another winner's bracket matchup.
You never know who's the home teams in these games before it's played, I looked on one site and it showed it, and then on the next one and I reversed it. Wrecks my scorebook.
It does. That's why I wait. One out, one on. Conversation has concluded on the hill, obviously. Fastball coming over the top is Mojica. Count goes level at 2-2. He looks very comfortable out in the mound.
Yep. But I do like these old ballparks, like this ballpark, the old Orchard Beach ballpark.
Yeah.
That one had a little bit of a strange name, right? The Ballpark or something?
Yeah. There's a strike 3 call over the outside corner, and Boucher's going to go back. That is the third caught-looking strikeout thrown by Mojica here.
The catcher number 14, Colby Roulette.
Brings up Roulette. Roulette is singled and scored. His team's only run.
If you're a coach, you like to see that, right? You walk out to the mound, talk to the guy, and he strikes the guy out.
Get the response immediately.
Yeah. And you can say, see, it's something I said. Right.
Might have been foul-tipped.
When there's a hit out there, you say, what did he tell him?
Yeah. Outfield is playing straight away.
You're always hoping something good happens after you go out to the mound.
Carrigan, the right fielder, Forget in center, Butler in left field defensively for Franklin County, Vermont.
I've seen a lot of pitchers do that too, Don, is what Malika's doing right now, or Mojica, is he's
Woonsocket, excuse me, I just got to correct myself. Woonsocket's in the field defensively.
Is that they do a lot of them slide step with a runner on second, and I'm like, unless you're really worried that he's going to run.
Pitch down low.
Lose a little speed. Especially with a 7-run lead.
Exactly. Woonsocket out hitting Vermont 9-3. Franklin Vermont at the plate. Ball splash foul by Brulette.
Well, all across the country, there's 8 sections playing in their regional tournaments to determine who goes to Shelby, North Carolina.
That's a lot of baseball.
Yeah.
Like 120 games overall.
Wow.
To decide the final 8. Two ground ball. Lexio will field it, and he got it onto the bag at first for the inning's final out as Brulette is retired 4-3. We'll be back with the top of the 6th right here on SportingNewsCT.com. Stay with us.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Number 17, Austin Forget.
Well, welcome back as we make our travail into the top of inning number 6. Woonsocket with a sizable advantage, 7-run lead. And Austin Forget to lead it off. He has singled and scored back in the second. Sammy Hunt on deck, and then Sam Owens scheduled to follow. I don't know if Woonsocket's made all the changes they're going to make here in the ball game,
Yep.
Steve.
Well, right now, Don, Medford, Oregon is defeating Bozeman, Montana, 6-3. There's all these games across the country. It's incredible when I look on this scoreboard. Albuquerque, New Mexico, losing to Eagle Crest, Colorado.
It pleases me to see that that does entertain you, obviously.
It does. You know, watching all these scores from everywhere across the country at the same time. I like the fact they keep all that going.
Forget went to Woonsocket High School. He's 5'10", 160, graduated in 2016. It is great. It's a wealth of information. You get all the stats up there, box scores and more. On the American Legion National Baseball page, that is.
Yep.
Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yep.
Ground ball hit to the third baseman, but in the foul territory. Hickey's been busy at third. He's
surely
about
has.
3
Yeah,
or
a
4
lot of ground balls
today,
there his way. Lake Armory, Missouri, defeating New Orleans 2-1 so far. The bottom of the second.
You're going to be a sportscaster before you know it. 2-2, dribble foul. You could work for Sirius Radio doing the 2-minute updates.
Doing updates on a tracker. Right? What's just the name of the towns, too, that always you find fascinating to me anyway. Albemarle, Virginia, defeating Rockland, New York 9-2 in a final.
The pitch outside. I'm guessing that, I see North Smithfield High School here. And Pontigansett, so this must be, Woonsocket must be up in the northern part of the state of Rhode Island, just underneath Massachusetts.
Yeah, is Cumberland down or the south? Well, as that runner gets on now, right?
Now batting third baseman number 7, Sam Hunt.
So Forget walks, brings up Sammy Hunt. Hunt's reach on a fielder's choice.
It's Green's first walk, right? So he pitches to contact.
Yep. A lot of contact today, 9 hits given up. Got to have your defense doing the job. They've made 4 errors. That's a lot of extra pitchers. A lot of extra pitchers.
Well, the other thing is, where's Rockland County, right? Rockland County, Vermont? Franklin County, rather. So used to listening to those other names.
There's a ball well struck towards the gap in left center field. It falls in for a base hit. Boucher will field it there and got it back to the infield to LaRoche. So now you got runners at first and second. Double digits in hits now for Woonsocket today as Owen steps up. He's 2 for 2. First pitch, ball 1. Got Butler in the on-deck circle. Kind of a late swing there by Owens.
This is the home of the Bravehearts. Are they in the
I think it's
NECBL league?
Yeah,
or
I think that's what it is.
Is it a minor league team?
Yeah, no. Here's a ball hit high, rather deep to left.
Head.
Boucher going back, and he's able to make that
nice
quick
catch.
foot adjustment to make the catch for the out. So Owens hit it pretty well. Nice play by Boucher out there.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be over his head for sure. Nice recovery.
Brings up Billy Butler. Butler with a run-scoring triple. Also a run-scoring double here today. Got a couple of RBIs. Well, they got him credited for just 1 RBI, so I think there was a change there. Might have been the first inning when the ball went under the glove.
Yeah.
Runners are going to go to the bag at third. Nice throw that time around by Brulette. And the tag is made, and they get Forget trying to steal third.
I tell you, this Woonsocket team will try to run. I mean, they run a lot.
Not afraid to do it.
They got thrown out today. They got thrown out once, but they stole a couple. They got picked off once. But they will run. That's part of their game plan. Use the speed.
Nice stop behind the plate by Brulette.
Yep.
Yeah,
nice to see that Brulette learned now to step back and then fire it down to third instead of trying to throw it over the batter's head. Made a nice throw to third there, right on the money.
Ground ball hit the third. Fielded. Hakey's throw across the diamond, and a nice stretch there by Viljanin for the inning's final out. On to the bottom of the 6th we go. 8-1 your score. Woonsocket with the comfortable lead.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right, welcome right back as Caleb LaRoche will lead things off. 1 for 2 today. We have a defensive change for Woonsocket. We'll get to that. Mohika's pitch to the plate is in there for the strike. Adai is now the new left fielder. Hesse, is that what they call him?
Hezzy.
Hezzy?
Hezzy, and it's Adai.
Adai?
Yep.
Okay.
A-D-E-Y-E, E-Y-E. Or, no, E-Y-E-Y-E.
Too many E's for me.
Yeah. That's it. Tell you, in the first game, though, he did. Like I said, he walked twice, stole a base. He was picked off once, though, but ended up taking the loss as the pitcher in that first game, unfortunately. He only pitched that 1 inning.
Here's the 1-1 pitch down low. So Adai gets a chance. Left field.
Don't you hate that? You know, you give up an error.
Center. Yeah.
An error in the first game,
Yep.
you get the loss.
Yep.
You pitch 1 inning with a leadoff error.
Baseball can be cruel.
Yep.
That's a strike. Count goes 2-2 here to LaRoche. The ball hit down to the shortstop and past Petrillo, and Petrillo gave that a pretty good effort there. LaRoche hit it nicely. Has his second hit of the ball game.
He like ripped it.
Yeah, he really did.
That was a solid hit.
Now batting, the right fielder
2
number
for 3 is Caleb LaRoche.
Yep. So Dylan Bayor to the plate. He's 0 for 2. 4 hits in the game now for Franklin County, Vermont. Must be an American Legion team comprised of a few different communities.
Yeah, you would think so.
We'll have to look back.
You know, I remember, Don, I don't know about you, but the teams that have won it out of Vermont, right? Wasn't there a team came from way up this top of the state of Vermont that was always in the tournament?
Yeah, I don't.
Try to remember their name, but there was always a team like really near the border of Canada that used to.
Essex Junction.
What's
Might have
that?
been Essex Junction. Vermont, maybe?
Essex Junction we had one year.
Wild pitch moves LaRoche in the scoring position.
That one reminded me of a cricket toss, the way it bounced about 58 feet.
Covered cricket this summer for the PSAL.
Really?
Actually, an interesting game once you get the hang of it. You can hit the ball in any direction. When you hit it,
right.
it can go in any direction, and it's a fair ball, basically.
That's why I like Finnish baseball. I had a transfer student come in from Finland, and so as a Finnish baseball, there's circles. There's no bases. There's circles, and you run to third first. You go that way. You go the opposite direction. What it was, you had to tell you, it was a lot to teach this young man who came
to run the right way.
Run the right way.
3 balls, 1 strike to count to Bayor. Mohika's pitch, high and outside, ball 4. So now you get 2 on.
Now batting, the designated hitter number
Tucker
44,
Gaudette stepping
Tucker
up to the
Gaudette.
plate. Owens wants to have a quick chat with his pitcher,
Yep.
Mohika. Get on the same page there.
Last year, who were the 2 teams that came out of Massachusetts? Pittsfield was one, right?
Yeah.
They had a nice team last year. I liked that team. Their coaching staff was a nice bunch of guys.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. It was Pittsfield, and then there was one other. And Pittsfield was the runner-up, as I recall, right?
Yeah.
They didn't win it. I think Milford used to always make it, right? Milford.
Yeah, Milford
Massachusetts.
over the last couple of years had some pretty good runs.
Yeah.
Count now 1 ball and no strikes here to Gaudette. Designated hitter, trying to get something going from Vermont. In the bottom of the 6th. That pitch missed outside. Mojica may help him here. He's starting to miss the strike zone.
Well, as I used to say to one of my pitchers, Don, move up. Right?
They're going to come out and have a chat now with Mojica.
I'm sure he's not happy.
Yeah.
You know, you want to get innings, you want to get strikes. You don't want the game to drag with a walk.
Nobody warming up. I don't think he's coming out of the ball game.
No. Some folks down here with umbrellas out because of the sun.
Yep. Yesterday was because of the rain.
Yeah.
They like to have lengthy conversations, don't they?
If you hear a big bang, Don, that's because I'm about to swat this wasp in front of the screen here. You know? It's one thing about the press box, the open air press box a bit with windows, because you don't like AC. There's no AC in here. That's why I used to like, let's see, Trumbull's this year had AC. Stanford's has AC. Muzzy has AC.
Strike call over the outside corner, and the count goes 2 balls and 1 strike to Gaudette. Buchanan in the on-deck circle.
Talking about the different fields in the state of Connecticut that are orientated more towards amateur baseball, and the 2 best in Connecticut really for amateur baseball are Muzzy Field in Bristol and Bill Pomfret Stadium at Palmer Field in Middletown, Connecticut. Both of them have been hosts to the Northeast Regional.
And the World Series, too. That pitch in there for the strike.
Many, many moons ago.
Yeah,
I remember they had Pete Rose Jr. played in that one. Yeah. That's how long ago it was. Yep.
That was Palmer Field. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and the strikeout of Gaudette. That's the first out of the inning. As the 4th strikeout for Mojica since he's come on into the ball game.
This is a pinch hitter, isn't it? This is somebody different. Oh, no, this is, it's got to be a sub, right? Or no, it isn't. I'm sorry. This is Victor Viljanin.
Yep,
Christian, rather, not Victor.
Viljanin 0 for 2 today. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Mojica's pitch. Got the strike call over the inside corner. Kind of aimed that one in there.
Yeah. Giant American flag waving proudly, hanging right on the right field foul pole. Right, a little bit up from it.
1-1's going to be fouled up.
You know, have you ever seen a ball down in a baseball game hit that foul pole yellow thing that sticks out into the fair territory? And even if I did, how would I know whether it hit the foul pole or the thing in front of it? Like, I don't know. I don't know. If it hits one of them, you know it's fair, right?
Yep.
It's kind of an unusual thing. It hits the pole, it's fair.
Swing and a miss. Ball drop, but the strikeout will count as the first base was occupied. Viljanin will go back to the dugout. 5th strikeout now for Mojica. That's 2 consecutive in the inning.
Yep.
Osio now stepping up to the plate. Osio is 0 for 2 here today. Pitch down low. For Rhode Island, 1 in the 4th, 4 in the 2nd, 3 in the 5th. Vermont, a lone run in the 4th inning. Looked like they had something going there with a walk and a single to the first 2 batters.
And it just died out with 2 strikeouts in a row.
Pitch down a tad low.
This is that time of day where you're not happy that you're in the first base dugout. The sun's beating right down into on the players down there.
That ball hit down the left field line, and that's going to be a foul ball.
Just barely.
Plate umpire hustled down that third base line, right on the line, on the chalk. Well struck there by Cosio. He's 0 for 2 today. Like a child.
Well, he may not be dead yet. That bug,
Yeah,
there's
he's
just a
mad now.
wasp in here in the press box.
Yeah. I leave them alone. They get mad otherwise. 2 balls, 2 strikes,
Not
2
if
out,
they're dead.
and 2 on. Pitch to the plate. Will bounce away from the catcher Owens. He'll have to find it. Runners will advance. Pitch was down the dirt. That'll be a wild pitch. So now you got 2 in scoring position.
Does John Sterling have this problem?
No, not at all.
You know?
He only has Susan to worry about.
I mean, you know, with bees in the press box. Oh, Lord. I don't even know where it went. It's gone.
Count full, 3-2. Another pitch, down low, ball 4. Down in the dirt again. Second walk issued in the inning for Mojica. That's his 3rd walk issued overall, and that loads the bases. Mackey coming up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 today with a walk. Rolls it up the middle. Fielded nicely by Di Petrillo. The touch of the bag for the force, and that will end the threat. They'll leave him loaded in the bottom of the 6th. 8-1 your score. Back with the top of 7. Woonsocket in this elimination game. Trying to hang in there. Back with more after this.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't.
All right, top of the 7th inning, and nice to have you with us on SportingNewsCT.com as we continue with our coverage of American Legion baseball, and Alexio to lead it off here. Big Ben has struck out a couple of times, singled and scored. Green still hanging out there out on the hill. Here comes the righty's pitch for Franklin County. Popped up. First base side and out of play. Nice effort there by Bill Jannon to go after that. He was going to climb that fence to get it.
Yeah. It's like one of those plays you watch in Major Leagues,
Yeah,
where a guy goes to the fence and tries to jump over the top. If it wasn't for the fact that fence was that high over there, he could have made that catch. What did I just hear about the guy in Chicago? They sent him a ring. Did you read that?
It's blowing away, did they?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
They gave him a ring. They tracked him down, and they said,
Wow.
we really feel bad about what happened to you. And they gave him a World Series ring.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, sure he didn't.
2-1 pitch, hitting flight to left field, getting a good run on it is Boucher, and he'll make the catch out there for Franklin County, Vermont. Nice play. Alexio is retired.
The other thing that Woonsocket has had to contend with in this game, Don, is playing the difference between the ground balls and the over at the turf field were a lot different.
Yeah, I can
A
imagine.
lot of bunts that bounced up in the air, a lot of base hits that got by the left fielder, especially where the ball would bounce and he wouldn't anticipate it would go in a direction he thought it was.
A lot of major colleges using turf fields now. I know.
And a lot of these rolling ground balls, they were just like a straight roll right to the fielder.
Broder swings, and that's a line drive base hit to left field. So Joey Barter, who can pick up the win here today. He worked about, what, 45 pitches or so.
Nothing cheap about that one as he roped it.
That's his second hit of the ball game.
Pitcher number 5, Justin Mojica.
So Mojica now stepping on in. He's up for the second time. He struck out his first plate appearance. Eight-1 your score here in the seventh. Ground ball off the pitcher's glove. Slow roller. They're going to have to hurry things along. They only get the force at the bag at second. So if Green had fielded that cleanly, maybe 2.
1 to 4 to 6 fielder's choice.
Yep.
I thought he was going to tag the runner there. As the runner was running into him, he could have tagged him and then thrown it first. Chose not to, which is okay.
Carrigan now stepping up to the plate for the second time. Reach on a fielder's choice back in the fifth. Actually, this might be a new batter. This is Godfrey batting for Woonsocket here. So he's the third batter to bat in that spot. Where's number 1?
Colin Godfrey.
I don't think they realize that up here in the booth. Godfrey is batting. Godfrey swinging from the right side. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. So Jimmy Gauthier getting a lot of players in here today with this lopsided score at 8-1.
Nice of them to do. You want to get those players in. You want to preserve your pitching. Give a little rest to a player here and there.
Count goes 2-2 after the swing and miss. Here in the top of the seventh, we'll stretch after the next out. Pitch up high. Ball fouled off at the plate. Count full 3-2. Godfrey awaits the pitch from Green. That's ball 4, and he earns a walk. So he's down to the bag at first. Now you got 2 on. Let's see who steps up to the plate here. It will be Dee Petrillo, the shortstop.
Now batting number 2, Chris Dee Petrillo.
Was it like 6 different schools, 7 different schools? These players come from Franklin County, Vermont. Milton High School, Rice Memorial, Bellow Free Academy, Enosburg Falls, Essex High School, Missisquoi Valley Union, Stowe High School. Correct. Wow. You know, look at all the number of high schools they got. Right?
That's a strike call over the outside corner to Dee Petrillo.
Did you ever wonder where the name Braintree, Massachusetts comes from? Right?
No. Never had a thought in my life. That ball hit right at the third baseman. He did a nice job. Good reaction again. He's had that busy day. They'll strand 2. We're back with the bottom of the 7. We stretch here at Fitton Field at the College of Holy Cross.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Go!
was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right, welcome right back as we move on to the bottom of inning number 7. Nice rendition of God Bless America by young lady, Miss Shrewsbury. Been here all week. Here's a good look at the ballpark through our GoPro. Here's our game cam. So we bring you 2 different angles.
Wow.
You like that,
I didn't know
Steve?
you can do that.
Steve, there's a lot of things I don't want to tell you because
Yeah,
you'll want to do it.
Different angles.
You get
I
down
only
the
had
basics.
one angle over
That's
there.
right. You get down the basics, we'll move you on to the
I
next
don't want
level.
anything to do with computers. No, I don't want to know that
Woo.
stuff. Baseball, that's what I think.
Give me headaches. Justin Mojica going through his warm-ups out on the mound. The reliever in. Woonsocket with a win would play again tomorrow. How's that schedule look for tomorrow? I got a peek at it here. I know the first game is scheduled for 1 o'clock. Yeah, tomorrow, the winner of Game 6, which is New Hampshire and West Hartford, will play at 1 o'clock tomorrow versus the loser of Maine versus Braintree. And then at 4:30 tomorrow, the winner of Game 5, the one you're watching here, looks like it's going to be Rhode Island, the loser of tonight's game between Stamford and Shrewsbury. And then the 2 winners will meet from tonight's game to follow. So that's how that all kind of plays out. As we're into the bottom of the 7th inning. Franklin, Vermont stepping up to the plate. Judkins the batter. Actually, looks like we have a pinch hitter coming in.
For Vermont, that's Andrew Harvey, right? Or Hervey? I can't tell based on the writing here. Maybe it's in the official scorebook.
I'm going to go to the official scorebook here.
Yeah. Or game.
Harvey, Andrew Harvey.
Andrew Harvey. Yep.
From Milton High School. So Harvey in as a pinch hitter here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch in for the strike, and the count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, it's good to see that they're getting all the
Everybody
players
in
into
the play,
the ball game.
right? Yep.
That's what it's all about. Mojica with a big twist. Miss. Tried to turn that one over the inside corner.
Yeah, certainly did. Just didn't have enough spin on it.
Counted 3 balls and 1 strike. Little ground ball. Alexia will field it. Onto the bag at first. Potter did a nice job to stay with that on the low throw, and you get one down 4-3. Brings up the top of the order. And Boucher
Harvey
is the
hustling
scheduled
down
hitter.
to the first baseline. Like to see that.
Fielder number 12, Ryan Boucher.
So Boucher will step on up to the plate now. First pitch over for the strike. That pitch is low and away. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Boucher today is what, struck out twice, Steve, and popped up.
Yeah. Once looking, one swinging.
Mm-hmm.
Popped to short. That one ricochets off the netting.
Off the catcher into the netting.
As I was saying earlier today, Don, it's a lot of controversy in the major leagues about netting, right? The netting here goes over the front of the dugouts as well. I mean, over the top of the dugouts for the fan protection. Yep. I think Shea Stadium, or not Shea, Citi Field does that now. They have it down the right field line a little bit, whereas Yankee Stadium does not.
Yeah, people want the foul balls.
Yeah.
That's a big swing and a miss by Boucher. One way up high on him there, and the count goes 2-2.
But I still wonder if you hit that sign out there that says, "Hit me for a TV."
I guess you get one. I think you got to be at a Bravehearts game, however.
Yeah. I wonder what kind of television you get.
Broken one. 2-2 ground ball, shortstop. Deep Petrillo.
Tried to get fancy there.
Couldn't handle it.
This one-handed stuff.
E6. Look, routine. Well, that's not going to earn you a start in the next game.
Yeah.
He came off the bench. And this is Brulette to the plate.
First error of the game for Woonsocket, Rhode Island.
Brulette today is at 1 for 3. Got a base hit. He has scored his squad's only run. And the pitch. Strike call to Brulette. He goes to Bellows Free Academy.
Is it free? I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably a dress code there.
A what?
A dress code.
Dress code with an academy?
Here's the 0-1. That missed outside. Count 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and 1 on here in the bottom of the 7th. Runner's going to go. Pitch high and outside. Owens with the throw, the tag. Ball got away
and they can get
from Deep Petrillo, and he just couldn't hold on. I wonder if he was rung up there if he held on. It looked like he put the tag on him.
Looked like halfway. Looked like he got a great jump, and then halfway there he slowed down. And he was almost. I thought he was going to be safe, easy at first. Then I said, "Wait a minute, this guy almost out. If they didn't drop the ball, he might have been out." And he's down by 7 runs, trying to steal.
There's a ground ball hit to the right side. Alexio will field it from the knees onto the bag at first. And will push Boucher to the bag at third. LaRoche to the plate now. He's got 2 hits. He's 2 for 3. Whoops. That's twice I've hit our camera with my hand. Mojica, pitch to the plate, down a tad low. I like to get those little. Cameras that you can work with a toggle. They're expensive though.
Oh yeah,
pitch piled
so
up.
You can sort of change the view.
Yeah, absolutely. All cameras, as you know, are beginning to change now to the IP format cameras where they.
Technology is incredible.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty soon they'll have a camera all over the infield.
Absolutely.
Have them on the players.
Yep. Well, you can do that now.
Yeah.
Just need the infrastructure. There's a ground ball. That's going to find its way to the shortstop, and a long, hopeless throw by Deep Petrillo that time. A run will score on the infield single. LaRoche with his 3rd hit of the ball game, so he's having himself a nice game today. So Franklin County has made it 8-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Bayor to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Guess Mojica doesn't want anybody to steal a base off him again.
Yeah, I know.
Ball hit high in the air to the center fielder. Forget going back, and it's over his head. He's going to have to chase it. That's going to bring home LaRoche as he touches the bag at third. And you got a double for Dylan Bayor. He hit it pretty good. The center field and RBI.
That ball was hit very well as it rolled out there towards that 386 sign in right center field.
Here comes Gaudette to the plate, and Franklin County, Vermont, not going away quietly right now.
Bayer gave that center fielder a headache a little bit there.
I got it.
Weak. That was
very weak. Bourget will forget about it. This is Gaudette. Gaudette with a base hit back in the fourth. Has an RBI today. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes.
It's the first time down that in a field I've ever seen one college's field allow another college to advertise off their left field wall, right? It's like, don't go to your college, go to this one. Right?
Anna Maria College. That's over the outside corner. Pretty pitch.
Never
Count
heard of
2-1. Anna Maria College. It's got to be a
College?
small school. I think it's a college on a boat.
A boat?
Anna Maria, wasn't that the name of one of the boats? Fouled off at the plate.
Yeah. Santa Maria was the
Santa Maria, yeah. Oh, that was close enough.
It's close.
Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. I think the way we're beginning to talk, that we're hoping this game ends quickly here.
No, I know.
The 2 winner bracket games tonight. Looking forward to those. There's a swing and a miss and the strikeout of Tucker Gaudette. So he strikes out for the 3rd time in the ball game, but does have an RBI base hit. We're back with a top of 8, 8-3. Woonsocket with the lead.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help.
All right, welcome right back as we continue. Ball fouled off. Adadai leading it off. That pronunciation right? Adadai,
Yep.
Is that right? Here's the pitch to the plate. Inside for a ball. I got him up for Forget. Is that right?
Yeah, they got him up for Forget.
Yeah.
I thought he was in for Butler.
Yeah,
but
I
he's
did
not.
too. The way it all went. Brady Green still out there on the mound. He's been a gamer today. He's given up 8 runs, 11 hits as a strikeout. You have 1 down here in the 8th. It's going to bring up Sammy Hunt. Hunt with an RBI, a base hit today. Plays third base. Got a quick glove down at the bag at third. First pitch, ball 1 from Brady Green. Green's got to be getting up there with the pitch count.
He's got to be up there in the pitch count, I know.
Yeah.
We'll find out what it is at the end of the inning from the official scorer.
Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch fouled off. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch inside and low. And that's ball 4. So Hunt draws the walk. It's a 1-out walk. Brings up Sammy Owens, the catcher. These guys never come out of the ball game, the catchers. Huh? They hang in there.
Owens been on base 3 out of the 4 times in this game. 2 singles, 2 runs, hit by a pitch. Game 1 today he was on base 3 times. 3 hits in game 1, yeah. He's having a day for himself.
He certainly is.
Double and 2 singles in the first game.
Because of yesterday's weather, teams playing doubleheaders today. There goes a runner. Ground ball hit to the shortstop. LaRoche comes up gunning, throw to first, and got it there in the nick of time.
Wow.
So Johnson
Nice
with
play.
a nice stretch, too. That's great to see. Team that's been struggling a little bit defensively.
Yeah. A long throw.
Absolutely. Hunt to second base. Brings up Billy Butler. So I guess Butler stayed in the ball game, and
Yep.
he must have moved to center field is what happened. So Bourget's the guy to come out, so no one told us about that. If they did, we didn't hear him. The pitch in for the strike.
You know, this game is still within reach by
It
Woonsocket,
is.
believe it or not. I mean,
Yeah.
they just, you're going along, you think this is going to be a mercy rule game in the beginning, and then all of a sudden it's 8-3, and they're down by 5, which is not, you know, insurmountable.
No, as
Wow,
the ball
that
hit
was a
very
ton up
high
there.
up into the air. Left fielder looking up and making the
Nice
catch is
catch.
Boucher.
Oh.
Yeah, he waited patiently under that. He's had a couple that have been difficult to read today, and that one he was able to haul in, and that will end the top of 8. Back with the bottom of the 8th in Franklin County, trying to chip away. Back with the bottom of the 8th momentarily.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right, welcome back onto the bottom of the 8th inning, Hanover Insurance Park. Another elimination game taking place at 6 o'clock tonight. That should be an interesting game. West Hartford of Connecticut in action.
I like that bat boy down the right field line, Don, having a catch with the right
Yep.
fielder.
Yep. We will not bring you that game, unfortunately, because it's been moved to another venue. That is Rochester, New Hampshire. We have a great viewership in Rochester, New Hampshire, too. We do apologize. We could not bring you that game.
Same in West Hartford.
Yep.
Yeah.
At 6 p.m. here at Benton Field, it will be
We'll bring you Maine, Bangor, Maine, and Braintree at 6 o'clock here tonight, followed by Stamford and Shrewsbury.
It will be Shrewsbury Post 397 versus Stanford Post
Field is not set up at, what's the name of the field?
Marlborough?
No, where they're playing?
I don't know the name of the
Field or something like that? I didn't even get the exact location.
Well, you see a first in every baseball game, Don. Today I saw a first as Sammy Hunt over there, the third baseman from Woonsocket, ran out to his position with a bottle of water in his hand. Put it into the stands down the third baseline. So he's got his own secret stash of water between innings. As you said, maybe he does anticipate a long inning.
Well, Jan into the plate. Christian today is 0 for 3. Outfield straight away. And the 0-1 down low.
The one thing I liked when I used to coach down at Palmer Field in Middletown, Don, is those giant fans they'd have inside the dugouts. Besides the water fountains they had there.
Yep.
They have giant fans, industrial-sized fans in there for the team.
1-1 low and inside. Justin Mojica's gone a long way in this game, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Taking
he certainly
over
has. He came in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, fourth inning with 2 outs.
That's a strike, and the count goes even at 2-2. I went to buy a souvenir shirt today, and they were out of large.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, you got one on.
So who are you buying it for?
Out of the extra large. I was going to get you one and me one, but you
no, I
already
mean
got
for
one.
large. I mean, you know, who's?
Oh, for me. A large for me, extra large for you.
Double XL.
You're a double XL?
No, I'm an XL. Yeah, sorry about that. So
but you already got one.
Got one yesterday.
Yeah. I should have yesterday. You know, they only have mediums left.
Really?
I'm getting thinner, but I don't know if a medium is going to do it.
The Pro Fit ones, or whatever they are, you know, versus the regular cotton.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Dry fit, they call it.
The dry fit or whatever it is, yeah.
That's what attracted me to it. My wife would have a fit. Swing and a miss there by Bill Jannon. I got about 40 of them already, so I don't need any more shirts. That'll be a strikeout.
Oh, you got everything there. They have other souvenirs here.
That's the 7th. That's the only souvenir I wanted.
You got a hat.
I do not want a hat. I got enough hats.
Some nice hats. 3 different kinds of hats as well.
Cosio to the plate.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll check out the hats. Pitch low and away.
Some fans saw me wearing this over at Clark University, and they were asking all about the souvenir. So I know they probably bought it out and they came back.
Go.
So when Woonsocket, Rhode Island's fans came back, they probably bought it out.
Well,
that and Braintree's fans.
I'm going to see if they're going to have any more large. Medium's kind of small.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
They don't have a dressing room where you can try it on. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes.
Hey, dressing room to try on a shirt?
Absolutely. Here comes the 2-0 pitch, and that's in there for the strike. What do you think? I'm going to put a shirt on in public? Outfield just about straight away. 2-1 offering. Down a little low. This is just a lazy game. 5-0 lead through 2 innings of play for Woonsocket. And they added 3 more in the 5th. Ground ball hit up the middle, and that's going to find its way through. Cosio with a 1-out single. That's his first hit of the ball game. Brings up Jake Hakey. Hakey struck out in the 5th.
Now batting number 2, Jake Hakey.
So Hakey trying to get something going here with 1 out. Throw to the bag at first. Runner got on back. Swing and a miss by Hakey, and the count now 0-1. Franklin County scored a run on the 4th. They added 2 in the 7th.
It's the wind picking up down below.
They would.
It's American flag waving proudly down that right field line.
If they scored a couple of runs here,
that's what I'm saying.
Make it
it's
interesting.
It's only a 5-run game.
Absolutely.
Sometimes, you take a team that, easy, and you don't get into it, and then teams poke back, and then you never know. One big inning, and you lost.
Pitches inside.
You can't get complacent.
Nope, you
can't.
Not
a 9-inning game. It's not the, Can't take anything for granted.
That's for sure. It's a great thing about baseball.
Yep.
So they say. Pitch will get away from the catcher. Owen's still trying to find it. He'll chase it off to his left. Puts the runner down to bag at second on the wild pitch.
That's his 3rd wild pitch of the afternoon.
Cosio now in scoring position for Hakey. Hakey looking for a big hit here now.
Whenever you get those curve balls, he tries to throw that breaking ball every once in a while. He just bounces it
Gets
like
away.
59 feet, and it bounces too much off the hard surface. The infield is a bit hard here.
They were talking to Adam
Holy
Stone
Cross.
about that of Stanford. Ground ball hit to the shortstop and off the glove of Deep Petrillo. He was starting towards the bag at second.
Yep.
The cover there.
See if they're going to score that an error. Or
they ruled out a base hit.
They did?
Put runners at first and third. Brings up Tucker Judkins. Oh, they got Andrew Harvey, that's right, who came on for Judkins, play second base. I think I made that defensive change.
I only have 6 hits so far for Vermont.
Well, they got 8 on the board up there. So.
Yeah, they have 8 on the board?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to double check all these counts.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. Pitch in there for the strike. So Harvey grounded out 4-3 his first time.
Yep, 8 hits, yep.
A lot to do in Worcester, obviously. Beautiful city. DCU Center.
Yeah, the one thing that I never understood is why a player would wear his glasses on top of his hat, his shades, when the sun's out. You're either going to wear them or you're not going to wear them. If you don't have flip-ups, I mean, the sun is up above. It's bright. I mean, if you got them, what are you going to do when the ball gets popped up? Take them off your hat, put them on your eyes? Never understood that. The old days, they had those old flip downs.
That's right.
If you remember.
Yep.
Nowadays, they just have regular glasses that sort of have rubber tips on the end so they don't fall off. But a lot of players put them up on top of their hats. And I'm like, well, that's nice if it's not sunny out.
2-1, strike call over the outside corner to Harvey. Count level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch. Down low, and the count goes full 3-2. Wow, they could load the bases here potentially with just 1 out.
Yep.
Now we know why Sammy Hunt brought the water out from the dugout.
From the dugout, put near the third base side.
Third baseman.
Yeah.
Thirsty today, likes to hydrate, which is a very smart and important thing to do. The pitch, ground ball right back to the pitcher.
Just what the doctor
Well,
ordered.
he's going to get the out at the bag at second.
That's it.
On the high throw, and that was a good presence of mind by the shortstop, Deep Petrillo, to make sure he touched the bag there.
Runner on third held up because he didn't know what the pitcher was going to do with it. When he turned to throw to second, the runner could have broken home, but I'm sure down by 5, he figures don't take a chance so they don't throw it home and get you. And he might have been able to score on that, but wouldn't have. That's not the run that counts, really.
So
Harvey score standing up.
Harvey reaching on the fielder's choice. Brings up Boucher. With 2 down, swings. A little slow roll of the first. Potter will touch the bag, and that's going to do it. We're back with the top of the 9th. 8-3. Woonsocket continues the lead.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right, welcome back. New pitcher on here in the top of the 9th inning for Franklin County, Vermont. Christian Vajanin coming out to pitch from the first base bag. Tucker Cadet from the designated hitter spot to the first base spot. And here's your changes here on the top of the 9th inning. Alexio to lead it off for Woonsocket with an 8-3 lead. 8 runs on 11 hits, 1 error. 3 runs, 8 hits, and 4 errors for Franklin County, Vermont.
Leading off, second baseman number 11, Ben Alexio.
So Alexio to come up to the plate. He's got 1 hit and 4 tries. He scored a run. Johnson's pitch popped up. Shallow right. Right fielder coming on and on and on, and that's a nice running catch by Bayor, and you have 1 down.
With Bayer, nice sprint in there. Second baseman, a little hustling there as well down that right field line. That's a tough one because that area down there was awful wet today.
Absolutely.
You see even Speedy Dry thrown down there in that right field line.
That's his Barter to the plate. I would imagine it's pretty dry by now.
Yeah, I would imagine by now, yeah. It's probably sandy by now.
That ball ripped. Low liner stabbed there by Hickey. Nice job.
That's the second low liner he's gotten hit today.
Yeah, absolutely. Moved to his left rather effectively. Mojica now coming on up. Came on in relief in the 4th.
Now batting number 5.
Hickey's made 5 assists today, Don,
Yeah.
plus 2 catches.
Yeah.
He's had an active day down there.
Fouled straight back.
Franklin County Post, managed by Renee D. Chelier. assisted by Tim Combs, David LaRoche, Joshua LaRoche, and Reese Tanguay.
A pitch missed outside. We got a little French in you, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. Look at the difference between these team pictures. Some of them are really dark, some of them really bright.
He's looking at the program book, folks.
Yeah.
Some folks are probably going, what the heck is that guy talking
Yeah,
about?
Rochester Post 7's picture I'm looking at, right? Yeah. Vermont Franklin County Post number 1.
Swing and a miss. And the count goes 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch up high. Count goes full 3-2. Here's Anna Maria College softball.
The MCATs.
Yep. That's a liner. Just past the outstretched glove of Harvey. Nearly got it. Good effort. And Mojica has himself a line single out the right field. Becomes a 2-out base runner. So we got a pinch hitter coming up to the plate here. That's LeBoy, Mikey LeBoy for Woonsocket. So LeBoy with a chance to swing. Hits it high in the air to the center fielder. And it's going to be caught for the inning's final out. All right, we're back with the bottom of the 9th. That's all upcoming in just a moment.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right back here at Fitton Field, all part of Hanover Insurance Park, the home of the Bravehearts. And, of course, Holy Cross Baseball, College of Holy Cross here in Worcester. The Northeast Regional continues with its losers bracket game. And, well, Vermont down to their final 3 outs here, Steve.
Yep, Colby Burley will lead it off for him. And down today, so far, Woonsocket with 8 runs on 12 hits. They committed 1 error, left 8 on base. For Vermont, 3 runs on 8 hits, 4 errors so far. And that was the big story, is not only the errors, but the number of hits that Woonsocket, Rhode Island, was able to get. And the number of base runners that Vermont left on base, which was 10 so far.
This is
they need 5 here.
That pitch hit him in the foot. That's a good start. They got a base runner. So Brulette on base for the second time in the ball game. He had singled and scored back in the 4th.
And Mojica, since he's come in for the starter barter, given up 3 hits, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks, and now a hit batter.
Here's Caleb LaRoche to the plate.
He's certainly having a game.
Yep, got 3 hits, an RBI. That pitch down the dirt to the backstop is right. Owens will go retrieve it. So now you got a runner in scoring position.
Starting to lose
second.
it. You know, and the interesting about this, Don, is you can't let this go too much further because they've got the hammer here. You don't get another chance if they should come back in this game.
Outfield straight away. They need 5 to tie and 6 to win.
Well, we saw a team in the Junior Legion Connecticut tournament get 5 in the last inning to tie.
Don't remind me about that.
Yeah.
And then 4 in the next inning to retie it.
And retie it again. So
that was a crazy game.
The outfield, left fielder out there, Hezi Adaya, way playing deep out there in left field. No doubles defense.
Pitch over for the strike. Little pop-up, shortstop out.
Base hit.
That's going to fall in for a base hit. Gillette will go to the bag at third. So LaRoche with his 4th hit of the ball game. And that brings up Bayor, who doubled home a run back in the 7th. He's 1 for 3.
Yep.
Well, they got a couple on with nobody out.
Dylan Boyer is 1 for 3, right? With a walk and a double. For Woonsocket's offense, they got a bunch of guys with multiple hits as well today.
Another
There's
pitch
another
down the
one
dirt.
of those 59-foot curveballs.
Yep.
So far, Sammy Owens with 2 hits. Billy Butler having a day for Woonsocket. A triple, a double, 2 RBIs so far. And Joey Barter got a double and a single.
The 1-0 up high. And the count goes 2 balls and no strikes.
I'm surprised the catcher hasn't gone out now to talk to him.
He will after this next pitch, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, sometimes 3-0 is too late. Outside.
Count now at 3 balls and no strikes. Yep. Bayor will probably put the bat on the shoulder here. On the 3-0 pitch, I need base runners desperately. It's been a hit batter and a single to put 2 on. That's way outside. That's ball 4.
Right.
And that will load the bases. So there you go. Got that to the plate. He is 1 for 4 with an RBI.
And you can see the coach now from Woonsocket, Rhode Island.
Yep.
He walks out and they tell him, I'll go back in the dugout. Maybe it was the number of trips or whatever. I don't know which, but maybe the pitcher just told him that's it. Oh, they said you got to wear a hat to walk out on the field. He didn't have his hat on. The umpire told him you got to go get your hat. You cannot walk on the field without your hat on.
So he's making that slow walk out there.
Yeah.
Man of his age should probably walk a little quicker.
Well,
and let's see if that's going to be all.
Nobody warming up in the Woonsocket bullpen.
So it makes it interesting here tonight.
That's going to be all.
Yep.
And you're going to be the left fielder, Dye, who threw got the loss in today's game.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right, welcome right back. Adeyeye at the plate, on the mound. Adeyeye, it's going to face big, strong-looking Tucker Gaudette. Adeyeye coming from left field to pitch, with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Yep.
As you mentioned,
Tucker Gaudette trying to get away from that golden sombrero. This is a great chance right now to redeem himself.
They're down by 5 runs, bases loaded, nobody out, and the first pitch in for the strike. Adeyeye got a pretty quick fastball there, does a righty. Into the windup.
As we said, he got the loss in game 1 today for this team, Don, as he came out to pitch in the 10th inning, pitched to 6 batters. Gave up 2 hits, hit a batter.
Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike.
So
there is nowhere to put Gaudette.
Yeah, he would have had to have pitched less than 30 pitches in that last game, right? In order to pitch in this game, I would imagine. Otherwise, he would have been ineligible.
It's a 2-1.
He'll be ineligible for the next day, right? Because you can only pitch 3 appearances in 2 days, no more than that. So you can't get, I don't know, maybe he has 1 more game he could pitch in or something.
Here comes a 3-1 pitch, and he got it over for the strike, and the count goes full 3-2. I'm in the moment. I'm in the now right now. I'm not worrying about tomorrow.
Okay. The moment's gone.
I got a new moment here. Here's a 3-2 pitch, and he missed it. That's ball 4, and a run will score. And the bases remain loaded with nobody out, and Gaudette, for his patience, rewarded with an RBI. Oh, boy.
Yep. Exactly.
Viljanin to the plate. He has struck out a couple of times. He's 0 for 4 today. He's now pitching. He began the day as the first baseman. That's a strike call. Adeyeye does not want the double loss day.
I know. Going from the windup.
Ball hit to the center fielder. And it's going to be caught by Butler. They'll tag the runner. Throw will come to the infield to Barter. That's a sac fly and an RBI.
Yeah, but Woonsocket will trade that one.
Absolutely.
Trade an out for a run.
Makes it 8-5. Cosillo now represents a game-tying runner at the plate. Cosillo on the day does have a base hit to his credit. Pitching there for the strike. Adeyeye coming on with the bases loaded. Walked a batter, then got the fly ball out.
Yeah, so he'll get the save now, right? Because that's a tie and run.
That pitch a little high, absolutely.
Right. So he'll get a save and a loss on the same day if he gets this.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. That's a strike call over the outside corner. Kind of a sweeping pitch. Had a little break to it. Almost like a slider, Steve.
Yeah.
That's spoiled off. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Ricocheted off the box seats down there on the first baseline.
Ground ball hit to the first baseman. Nice play. A double touch just to make sure by Barter. Good job. He went to get that. That would have been big trouble if he didn't.
If they got down the line, yeah, would have scored 2. This must be the sub DiPetrillo, right? So he's batting.
No, he's in the field.
Yeah.
This is
no, he was
Hakey
on the field, but he subbed originally in that batting spot for Hakey, right?
No, this is Hakey.
No, this is
2.
Hakey. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know why they called it DiPetrillo at bat.
He just made a mistake.
Yeah.
It's been a long day thus far, and there's still 2 more to go. Adeyeye's pitching there for the strike. Franklin County, Vermont, down to their final out. Put together a pretty good comeback bid here today. Got to give them some credit. Didn't hang their head, they chipped away.
They didn't.
And they're still in it.
Battled away, didn't quit.
Base hit makes it a one-run game, too, Steve.
Yeah, exactly. So they gave their battle, even though they trailed 5-0 originally.
That's a wild pitch. And the throw gets away. A run will score.
He would have scored anyway, so I don't think that would be an error.
So he scores on the wild pitch. Had no advance by the runner at third trying to come home.
8-6.
So it's 8-6. All this being done with just one hit in the inning.
Yeah. Tying run still at the plate now, right? With 2 outs.
Pitch hit up the middle, and there's a base hit. So Hakey delivers his second hit of the ball game. Another run will score.
8-7.
And it's an 8-7 game with the number 9 guy, Harvey, stepping up to the plate. If it is Harvey, no, look, we're going to get a pinch hitter. Richard Walker coming on the hit.
He's hoping that he walks. No, he wants to get a base hit.
Top of the order on deck.
I had a pitcher named Walkinshaw. That's a tough one for a pitcher.
So Richard Walker trying to extend things here. First pitch in for the strike. And yay. Finding it difficult to get the 3 outs here. Came on with the bases loaded. They have scored 4 times. Pitch up high. 8-7. Oh, Woonsocket would not be able to look in the mirror if they were to botch up this one. As a ground ball slowly hit, Alexio will field it. Onto the bag at first. Walker hustling there. Couldn't get there in time. 4-3. That will end it. 8-7 your final score. We're going to sign off immediately. We got 2 more games to get
Vermont
ready
gave it
for.
a battle there, Don. He scored 4 runs in the last inning. Hit by a pitch, base hit, walk. RBI single by Jake Hickey, and they actually brought the tying run to the plate there. 8 runs on 12 hits, 1 error, 8 left on base for Woonsocket. 7 runs, 10 hits, 4 errors, 10 left on base for Vermont. What would have happened if there wasn't any errors for Vermont? Could they have played a little bit better? They could have lasted in this tournament, but instead, they're on their way back to Franklin County. Is that it? Franklin County, Vermont.
All right, that's going to do it right here from Fitton Field. Back with the winter bracket games. Upcoming next on SportingNewsCT.com. Goodbye, everybody.
Oh, man, let's stick into this chair. You know what would be funny? That kid overs. Like, he couldn't pitch too many, right? He pitched. It's probably done for the tournament.
Yeah.